guys, welcome to Caapid Simplified, and I'm Leena back here to check if you have seen our last video about mindfulness and mental health, and did it help you? Are you practicing Pritha's strategies? Well, if you are and you feel better, type yes in the comment section and let us know too. I'm so thankful to Pritha for her further interest to know this process, and she is here today to help you develop and focus on a few important traits to keep up your sanity and stand a better chance to be accepted at your dream dental school. Without talking much, I'll hand over to Pritha to help you all reflect the best of yourself or even transform into one. Hi, Pritha, how have you been?
Hi, Leena. Hi, sweetie. How are you doing? I'm absolutely well.
I am good. I'm good. After talking to you, yes, I'm great.
That is so sweet. And it's so nice to be back. It's lovely to be back. And I completely am, mind blown about the passion that you have in Caapid Simplified, where you are transforming so many lives. You're helping so many lives. You are helping students from different countries, international students come to US and establish their dental, dreams. And this is amazing work that you're doing, and I'm just mind blown, and kudos to you and your team for doing such a fab job. And I'm so glad that you want to also involve mental health as a part of this conversation, because like I said, mind and body connection. And
But yeah, as you said, we are also learning through the process because it's not easy to, understand culture of different nations who are trying to come to US to prove their dream, convert that into a reality. So yeah, it's a learning curve, and mental health is very important. So we are looking forward to collaborate with you and see how it works and help all the candidates to take care of themselves and the process also. So yeah, so I know school look for a typical personality, right? And some traits, and we all have them. And it's a mandate thing for any dentist to get in a school that they are empathetic, they are grateful, and they are passionate, all those things. So we do document all our applications in a way that reflect those traits. But how do you think inheriting them would help them personally or to self grow?
so that's a wonderful question, Leena. It's learned behavior, right?
Yeah.
So whatever initial problems that we were having, for example, I have problem with my stress. I get really stressed out, and because I get stressed out, I snap. So
Mhm.
that's where my empathy becomes a problem. So I can unlearn me snapping by doing certain activities. If you remember in the previous session, I spoke to you about how the mind and body connection works, the sympathetic parasympathetic nervous
Yes.
system. And one of the techniques that you can do bottom up, which
Mhm.
is the breathing, which will help you calm your mind. The other technique that I would like to talk to you about today is the top down technique, which is journaling. So in school, we were all, taught to write diaries. Dear diary, today I'm in conversation with Leena, and she's a wonderful person, and I'm so excited to have this talk with her. This is what we would do in school. Did you know that journaling is one of the most effective techniques to actually sort out your thoughts and understand where are the gaps, and which is actually faulty thought, and what needs to be upgraded. So every day, if we take like a specific time in the day, like for example, for a lot of people, the best time to journal is very early in the morning, right after waking up, or whenever they wake up for that matter, and right before they go to bed. So when they journal, we are able to sort of download whatever happened throughout the day. We can take a step back and understand what are the situations that we dealt with, how were we thinking, because we were thinking in a certain way, how did we feel in our body, and because we felt something emotionally and physically, my behavior obviously got affected because of that, and I reacted in certain ways. So when I'm able to see that, all spread out, I
Mhm.
can actually check in with myself that, hey, what is working and what is not working. So I think this is the first and the most important step that each and every human being, not just a dentist, but any person who wants to be actually be upgraded in life, needs to do, because it doesn't matter how many degrees and diplomas and certifications you have, but if you're not taking care of your mind, if you're not taking care of your thoughts, and you probably will not even realize, but you have a lot of unhelpful thoughts,
Yeah.
because of a core belief that you have, which is negative. You remember we discussed about
Yeah.
core
Yeah.
belief also.
Mhm.
So because of that, it will, like, your automatic thoughts will always be extremely unhelpful and unhealthy, and you will get stuck in the same pattern.
Definitely. So even I have a diary, which definitely I don't spend time much with nowadays. But people say diary is your best friend, right? So, or books are your best friend. So I nowadays read more than write. But one question I always have is, so whenever I write a diary, I'm generally rageous, like I'm impulsive. I want to share something, so it's diary. So I never go back and read all that stuff. So should we do that, or should we make notes to for self growth or self improvement?
There are two kinds of journaling that I would suggest people to do. A is venting, just getting it out of the system, which you don't need to go back and go and make yourself feel worse. The other kind of journaling that I would recommend is actually reviewing, your progress. For example, there's this technique that I teach, which is the automatic thought record, form that I teach people who are my clients, on how to identify what are the incorrect and unhealthy thoughts that they're engaging with, and how it actually affects them. Dental examination, you have to go through it, but you
Yeah.
can change other factors which are in your control. So there's
Yeah.
stuff that are externally, external, locus of control. There are internal locus of control. So if you focus on what is within your control, your thoughts, your actions, your words, your expressions, a lot of problems can be avoided. Just a second.
Basically, looking your life and your growth with a constructive eye, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is done in a very non-judgmental space. So when you're venting it, it's already out. But when you do this, you're actually taking a step back and looking at it very clinically, like, okay, this is what happened. And this is the outcome that I want. So if I want this outcome, I reverse engineer and I go back to changing what, is in my control. Because, hey, I don't have a magic wand. I don't live in, Hogwarts, where I can just be like, change the situation. Cannot happen. So what we need to be mindful of is being aware of your own thoughts, because that is going to make you aware what are your insecurities. And when we are aware of our insecurities, we become aware that how much we're projecting on others. Okay, so if
Yeah.
I have insecurity about how I look, for example, and if somebody is I'm sitting across the table with somebody, and somebody keeps looking at that part of me which I feel I'm insecure about, I will feel that you're judging me, or you are aware of my insecurity, but it probably is that the person is just looking there.
Yeah.
But I end up projecting my insecurities on the person and feeling bad about it, or getting into an argument,
Yeah.
so that definitely can be a problem. The other thing is that we can do, Leena, is being very kind to ourselves, and to become empathetic. If you remember in our previous class, when you and I first met, the one thing that I taught all my students, to actually have empathy, you have to listen.
Yeah.
People don't listen. People are hearing, and they're just waiting for the other person to take a pause and jump in
Yeah.
and say their point of view. People get distant from each other, and as doctors and as medical professionals, our first job is to be empathetic and listen.
Yeah.
And because of Google, people in their fear, like, because this is one of the symptoms of anxiety, where you're afraid of something, you Google too much and you freak yourself out. So another job of the mental health professional is to listen, and you have to acknowledge that, oh, you've done these research, and that's good research that you've done.
Yeah.
You have to give this kind of verbal validation that, hey, good job. But you know what, as a medical professional, this is why this is not happening, this is why this is not happening. And if you really want to get a clarity why these things are happening, let's do so and so test. So when I take that extra 5 minutes to communicate mindfully, respectfully, and thoughtfully, a lot of problems can be avoided, and I can have a deeper connect with my patients. And that's why some people go to the doctors even when they are like, even the doctor is at the age of retiring, they still keep coming back,
Yeah.
going back to the doctor,
Even
because they feel heard, they feel understood, they feel, accepted. Because
yeah.
that's all we're looking for in life, Leena. We all want to be just seen and, heard and validated.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen so many patients traveling to me and other doctors from so far just because they trust in you. They know that, this doctor will listen to you.
Absolutely. And that's such a beautiful and honoring and humbling experience.
I have this personal diary where all the experiences I have, like good experiences, only the good experiences, not the bad ones. All doctors and all, I think, healthcare service providers have bad experiences also. But I'll jot
Yeah.
down all the good ones. And whenever I have some nightmare case or, the patient is not cooperating or mistakes can happen from both the ends. So I go back and I read those experiences and, motivate myself that, yeah, that happens. We are humans.
Amazing, amazing, great strategy. So self motivation is very, very important, because it's like, you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. So if you are not trying to be your own friend, obviously you're not going to get out of any problem. What I mean by that is, imagine you and your friend are running. You are in a race, you're in a marathon, and you participated in.
Mhm.
If your friend falls down, everybody's looking. How are you going to react?
Confused. Should I pick him
Confused.
up? Yeah.
Confused, but she's your best friend, she's running. Or just imagine your husband, your spouse, he's running and he fell down. What are you going to feel? What are you going to behave?
Yeah, I'm
uh,
going to pick him. Instantly, my reflexes will be like, pick him and
yeah, are you
ask
going to
easy.
him, you dumb, you can't even run, you can't even walk, what is wrong with you? People are looking, people are laughing because you fell down. Are you going to say that to yourself?
No.
No, you're going to be like, hey, do you need water? Are you feeling dizzy? Do you need to eat something? Do you want to like stop this and we can just go back home and just relax and just watch them? Did you hurt your ankle? Did you twist it? I'm going to be so concerned about the, um, you know, about the person who's in trouble in front of me. But more often than not, if I'm the one who falls down, okay, I don't find myself saying those kind things to myself.
Yeah.
I will probably say, when I say I'm talking about most people. You can obviously
You
undo.
don't.
I talk to myself so horribly, like, what is wrong with me? I fell down. Oh my God, people are looking at me. Where will I, I should hide my face somewhere. I should, just die. And, I should just, I wish the earth swallows me. Everybody's looking and, it's so embarrassing. So I don't give myself the same love. I don't give myself the same, um,
Care.
yeah, care, concern, grace that I would give somebody else if they are in trouble. So this is what, I really appreciated with your example. You said that you go back and you motivate yourself because you are being your own friend. So what we need to do is that we need to have a dual relationship with ourselves. We are supposed to be our own best friend,
Mm-hmm.
like a cheerleader, like, you got this, even if you're fallen down, like how a cheerleader in a match, even if the sports person isn't doing well, or they fell down, or they missed something, they'll still cheer, like, hey, you got this, it's okay, you got this. You also have to, cheerleader, the other part is the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where, if you're faltering, instead of being like, hi, it's okay, just,
Happen.
we'll figure it out. You're actually like, hey, this is where you, are
When,
stuck. This is where you need to work on, and you need to give that motivation and always like be your own hype person.
yeah.
So you're also motivating yourself, but you're also holding yourself accountable. Like a best friend, like an actual best friend. See, if somebody is your best friend and they are not supporting you when you're low, they are not motivating you when you're not doing, they're not holding you accountable. I was supposed to submit this assignment, I didn't do it. Hey, please do it. I know you're tired, but tomorrow's the deadline. Please spend an hour. Let me come online and
Mhm.
let's do it together. If they're not doing these things for you, then they are truly not your best friend. Then there's somebody who's just a friend, or maybe they don't understand the meaning of the word best friend.
Yeah.
Because
Does that
mindset.
also help us in taking constructive criticism or negative feedbacks? Because I see, so when I was in this path, okay, so you cannot get here, you don't have this, you cannot be the part of this system. So we hear all those negative phrases so much. So yeah, I used to talk to myself and I used to recollect, okay, this is what I have done. So I've come so far. So let me at least try. But not many people have that motivation, right? So what would you suggest for them?
Like I said, it's a learned behavior, it's a learned skill, and you can always upskill. You didn't know the things that you know in India or some other country, that you now know because you're in US or Canada, right? So it's a skill that you are upgrading. So for your mind also, you can upgrade this skill. And like I said, journaling is how you can actually acknowledge that, oh, somebody gives you feedback and they don't like your work. It's not a judgment towards you as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like your work, which is
Yeah.
absolutely fine. But because we have our insecurities and we have a lot of core issues and negative beliefs about the self and etc., the core beliefs is what I was talking about. If somebody comments, oh Preetha, your curly hair, but you didn't take care of it, it's, if I'm not okay with myself, I will get really really upset, because I will not just see that as a feedback to what is missing. I will take it as a personal affront. I'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, you said something bad about me, means you don't like me, means you hate me,
Mm.
means something's wrong with me, and I'll just go in that entire you know um whirlwind
Thoughts, yeah.
of negative
Yeah,
thoughts.
I think that's the key because we do that. We keep on, exaggerating what was passed to us.
Yeah, absolutely. So when somebody is giving you a feedback, critical or positive, please remember it's about your work. It's not about you as a person. You as a person and you as a work and you as a professional are completely two different entities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take me to your previous session where you said we should not connect everything to death, right? So if we see that, okay, Leena is not a good dentist, it's okay. I can be one, right? But if they say Leena is not, Leena's parents are not good. So that's not in my control, right? So the things that we can control, we can definitely upgrade. So
Absolutely.
taking everything like that. And also one thing I've observed, competition. Pritha. So this is a very competitive space, right? As I told you, around 15 to 20% applicants get into the school every year. So they kind of lose themselves. They don't want to help others. They kind of deceive themselves as well because they compare their achievements, their journeys, in fact, with others. So what do you think can help them?
I think this is a very human experience. It's very normal to feel threatened by somebody else's success.
Mhm.
Like I said, if you don't have this inner clarity, you may feel threatened by somebody else's success because you will feel that your success is threatened. But that's not true. So I follow something called as the law of attraction, which
Mhm.
is a very beautiful way of thinking, which proves that um, all resources on this planet is infinite. Okay.
Okay.
And money is also an infinite resource that can, you can literally print your own money. Okay, because literally that's how it works, right? The stock market, that's how people
Yeah.
are printing money. That's why
Yeah.
inflation and those things
Yeah.
happen. So if you're aware of all of that, and if you're being mindful about that, and if you're visualizing, you're saying your affirmations, and you are a part of a community where you are willing to share that information, because what goes around comes around. Like how you are giving, you're not expecting anything from them, that, oh no, you, once you get into dental school, you have to give me 50%. You're not doing any of that. You're just teaching. Whatever fees needs to be paid, that's obviously because you deserve to be remunerated for your time. But it's not like a thing that, I'm going to suck you dry. The same thing, that when we are aware that everything, all these resources is infinite, the only thing that's finite is our time. So are you going to use this time cribbing, complaining, being contemptuous, be comparing yourself with others and thinking that, oh, how can I protect, so this is called a scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
This is something that I teach my clients, that scarcity mindset and fixed mindset makes you stuck. You think
Yeah.
that only this is the truth and there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Versus we can make the shift from that to abundance mindset and to growth mindset. So when we are able to make shift in that way, we actually we go to a higher level of existence, of a mindset of frequency. If you're a spiritual person, this will work in the spiritual way. If you're a logical person, this also works in a logical way, because you're able to think beyond a certain thing. Okay, you have to give yourself that flexibility that I'm going to try my best. That doesn't mean that I'm going to, not give it my best shot. I'm going to try my best. At the same time, I should be aware that everything that I try, I will not succeed. Okay, I may not succeed. And if I don't, it doesn't mean that I am a failure. It just means I failed at something. These
Yeah.
are two completely different things.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, if I, for whatever reason, did not succeed in becoming a therapist, okay, I have to be aware of what are the other things that I can do. I
Yeah.
can speak well. Maybe the worst thing that I can do in my head, okay, I'm not judging anybody, but the worst thing I can do is, teach. Okay. I wouldn't want to teach because I would have to say the same thing over and again for years to the, that is something that doesn't inspire me.
Yeah.
Okay. But if I have to talk to new people every day about the same thing, I don't have a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the experience is unique. So for me, that is the worst thing. But I have to keep my mind open that I am willing to do that because there's nothing wrong in that. And if it didn't work out, it didn't work out for a reason. And probably I'll find something amazing,
Yeah.
in
So the
failure.
first step is develop something other than your profession, right? Have some passion, have a
Yes.
hobby which
Yes.
relieves your stress, or talk to people,
Absolutely.
travel, work out,
Yes.
communicate, and that kinds of build a network as well, right? And indirectly, it's a support system again. What if we are expected to be speakers? So, say interviews, right? So, we have to sell ourselves. So, how do we take that part of our process?
So the first thing you do have to do is you have to do a lot of mirror practice.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sit in front of the mirror or stand in front of the mirror and make eye contact and actually, say the things that you want to say and believe it. And the more practice you do, like it's like any work, right? You cleaning cavity, doing it once and doing it for the 100th time. Obviously, it's going to be a huge difference in the
Yeah.
level of confidence, in the
Mm-hmm.
level of speed, in the everything, the cleanliness of the work. So you have to stand in front of the mirror and practice. Okay. Um, and this will help your diction. It will help you with the fillers that but all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Then what we can do is we can write down what are the possible questions that they can ask and answer them and then answer it accordingly. So one thing that I would do before I was employed, I used to be in a 9 to 5 job as a school guidance counselor. So
Mm-hmm.
I would actually sit with my husband or all my friends and I would give them a list or ask them to create their own list. And I would literally be either on the phone or on Zoom or literally meet them over coffee and be like, ask me. Imagine I'm in an interview and what are the things that I would say. And that really helped me understand a lot of things because different people who are not even a part of my community in the sense of my therapist community
Yeah.
probably will ask me some really random question which will actually help me
Think.
be be quick on my feet because the person who takes my interview in a school is not a therapist. They're from the management field or they're a principal or
Yeah.
there's some other HOD probably who's a therapist. But
Yeah.
when I am talking to all of these people and practicing, it really helps. Another thing that you can do is you can actually mm, do breathing exercises because it helps you to be a better listener. For example, if you're talking and I'm freaking out, I will just blabber.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you're talking, if I'm just focusing on my breathing, I don't have to respond immediately. I can take some time and I can respond very slowly and nicely. So that pause helps me think better and articulate my answer better. And it's not that I don't know the thing, I already know the thing. But when I take a pause, it shows the other person that I'm actually thinking about what I have to say. And that builds a lot of trust. It's not like you're waiting for like 5 minutes and looking around. It's not that. For
The
example,
thing-
you said something,
Yeah.
I'll probably take a deep breath and I'll begin. So the answer to this question would be, so when I do that,
Mhm.
I'm calming myself. I'm moving from that sympathetic to the parasympathetic system where I'm not triggered and panicked. So I don't have to fight or flee from that situation.
Yeah.
I can be, very solution oriented and I can, solve my problem
Yeah.
and explain myself better. So this is one technique that also you can do. Breathing before you start answering. Take a deep breath and then answer. It doesn't have to be exaggerated. And now, not like that. It's just like breathe.
Battle. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
just one.
that's the most common mistake all the dentists make because they don't read the room. they just, they have these mugged up answers. Okay, this is Leena, this is what I have done. Okay, I'm gonna pass all the information to my interviewers. But if we listen to what they are asking and, kind of take time to articulate our answers, that would really make a difference.
Absolutely.
Most of the interviews in dental schools are behavioral. So they'll ask you about your personal strengths because they want a holistic person. They want person to be humble, and all these traits that we are talking today are actually Americans born with. So right from childhood, they have counselors, they have behavioral coach, they'll work on, you must have heard, right, good job. So even if they are doing something as minute as picking a glass, they'll say good job to themselves. So, and that is what they're looking in international as well. So if we
Absolutely.
learn and accept how the culture works here, it's very easy to get in the school, right?
So
Yeah.
this is transactional. So there's this school of therapy which is called transactional analysis, TA for short. So it talks about strokes, the stroke economy. Every time I appreciate you, I am giving a positive stroke. Every time I insult you or criticize you, I'm giving a negative stroke.
Mhm.
And in TA, it said that giving a stroke, even if it's negative, is better than giving no strokes at all. Okay,
Yeah.
because people want to be validated, they want to be seen. So even if you're making a mistake, and which is why children sometimes will do more naughty things, because it's better negative attention from parents in this form of shouting or
Yes.
why are you doing that,
Yeah.
is better than absolute complete negligence. So
Experience committee actually wants to see you're genuine, like you are a genuine person. They don't want anyone who is fake. Even if you would not help anyone, it's okay to say that it didn't occur to me, but now I am a different person.
absolutely. This reminds me. I read this interview of this amazing scientist. I don't remember who that was. Neil deGrasse Tyson or somebody. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and read the name. So this person had an interview, and he said that if there are two people who have come to give me an interview for a job in my department, and I would ask them how tall is the building. If the first person says that I think it is so and the other person says, you know what, can you give me 5 minutes? Let me go out, count, and come back. The person who will get the job is the second person,
Oh,
because they are not winging it. They are actually acknowledging that they don't have an idea of something, and they are willing
you
to,
got it.
yeah, work on it. Okay. And
Observe
the
it.
person who, did that, it's not that they are not smart or they are, but it's that they refuse to ask for help.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you're working in an organization and you're working in a team, asking for help is also as important as giving suggestions and solutions to others and solving your
Yeah.
own problems. So when you are able to express your vulnerabilities, you're able to express, that yes, there are certain things that I don't know, but I'm willing to learn and I'm going to implement it immediately. It makes you a great professional.
I like our conversation so much, like it loops in. So again, like so many candidates I train, they come up and they say, oh, I cried in my interview, I don't know now what will happen. And I always tell them, that's good that you cried, you were so into it, right? So even committee will respect it because you expressed out loud, you expressed yourself out. So it's good, it's rare. So you'll be I don't mean cry in your interviews, not at all, but it's okay to recollect few experiences and to feel them emotionally during the interview as well, because company
Absolutely.
also understands it's intense, and nobody can summarize their 30-year journey or 10-year journey in just 30 minutes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. An invisible, system that's helping you be a human being and alive, that also needs more help. Like what you can't see needs more intervention than something that you can see. Like I can see my bone breaking, but I can't see my heart breaking, and that's why I also have to take better care of my heart, because I can't see it.
Yeah,
Right. Don't get
exactly.
cholesterol and don't get a heart attack.
Exactly.
And
So
emotions too don't even have an organ.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
how are we taking care
Emotion.
of the mind? That's very, very important. So physical exercises, journaling, drinking water, mirror work, these are few things that would be amazing. Breath work is the one that will connect all of those.
Yeah, and I'm sure many close ones also must have told you, advise you that be like this, but it never clicks us. So now I've told you all the traits that are, required or that are seen from the admission committee perspective. And Preetha has also told you how you can learn, how you can imbibe on all those things. And yeah, self-care is very important and is progressive. So it's unlimited. You have to keep taking care of yourself, your heart, your mental health. And Preetha is a great person, is a go-to person. You can spend time with her. I'll put her page link in the description. And I hope you all had insightful takeaways from this video. And if you had, please like the video for us to be motivated to keep recording it. And yeah, any last tip, Preetha, you want to share?
Be nice to yourself.
Be kind, be humble, and say
Be
all
nice
is
to
well.
yourself. Be nice to yourself, man. Like we will fail. We will face a lot of challenges. So at that time, how we speak to ourselves will either make the journey more interesting or it's going to make it very difficult. So just be nice to yourself.
That's an amazing insight. Thank you so much, Preetha, for coming again and motivating our viewers in their journey. I love you and we'll be in touch. And yes, I'll pass your contact to all the viewers. Guys, if you need help, please take it. Don't ruin yourself in this process. It's just part of it. Great things take time and just take one step at a time.
And you don't have to do it alone, guys.
Yes.
You don't have to go through the struggles alone. Ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Great, guys. Thank you. See you again.